So think about that. How is that not a conflict of interest? How is that Medicare? How is that not, like we're not cattle or sheep, we're not animals, right? They just want to use and abuse us. Our tax dollars are being spent and given billions of dollars to these corporations to dictate to our lives. I mean, this is the home of the free. I mean, why do we live in this country? Because of the freedoms and liberties, and all of a sudden these people are going to tell us that we're under federal emergency. No, I don't think so. I think everybody should raise their flags in their yard upside down. We're under duress, and for whatever reason the Supreme Court has not chimed in on any of this. I think the last space was like, okay, well, what did the Supreme Court do? Well, no, Pence turned his back on all of America. He's the biggest trader of them all. And I get an email to buy his book for $40. I don't want to buy your piece of book. I mean, it's just so scummy. It's really scummy.
That was Storm City at Limitless9000. Make sure you guys swing over to Twitter and follow him. He's dropping so much alpha and he's speaking from the heart. How American people are feeling. We're so sick of listening to these corrupt politicians dictate how they get to spend our money. They work for us. The only reason they're able to pass these laws, the only reason that the Supreme Court is able to be the Supreme Court is because they work for us. Our tax dollars. This is America. We're going to start putting Americans first, and any of these politicians that don't like it can get off the bench.
So here's my thing. I expect the Democrats to do what the Democrats are going to do. It's not surprising whatsoever. I really, really have a problem with what is going on with our representation. It blows my mind. This is such a crock of shit. I've never seen anything like this. This is like everybody truly against us. Those of us that support Trump or support America first, or basically are saying that there's just a swamp and, they try and say there's two sides to the swamp, but at the end of the day, they all come together and have a giant orgy. I don't believe for 1 second that we have any representation, if you will, aside from somebody like Trump. He is taking, literally, he is like the bullet. He is taking the bullet. And I'm just blown away that there aren't more people just saying, wait a second, who are supposed to be, I get you may not like his personality or whatever. I hated him. I freaking adore him now because he's real. He's himself. He's a New Yorker. He is just, it is what it is. What you see is what you get. How do you not want that? That's my question to everybody. How do you not want that? Because we have all these people that are standing in front of us and they are lying to our face. When I was asked to be the precinct chair for my district, I went through the vetting process that lasted all of about 25 minutes because as you can tell, I'm not going to I was like, you guys are a bunch of pansies. What do you stand for? What do the Republicans stand for? I am a former Democrat who transitioned in 2020, and I have absolutely no idea who y'all are. To me, all I see is a bunch of George Bushes, a bunch of, just rhinos. They're all the same. And so what was appealing to me with Trump was that he was honest. He was just like, now, are there things that he did I don't like? Absolutely. He's not perfect, and he is not a politician. Thank God. He is a businessman. But I just wonder, who is the GOP? Really, truly. I hate them. I am not a Republican. I am a MAGA. I don't even know what that is. I am America first. I don't care who you love, who you are, but I'm registered as a Republican. Thanks. My husband has to always set me straight. But what are you registered as? Not because I want to be, but because I have to be. Technically, I'm independent. But I just think that we need to start holding, quote unquote Republicans responsible because they're doing nothing. They're taking all this money. They're sleeping with everybody. They're basically living off the land. And we are working our asses off right now to provide that lifestyle for them. That should make every single freaking one of you pissed off. You're taking money away from your family, your pension, your future, so that they can be jetting around the country acting as though they care for you. That's pretty much where we're at. So I don't know. I think that, it's going to get worse probably before it gets better. But I say, I mean, anybody who knows me, I am at this point in my life, it's Trump or nothing. I don't know. He's the only person I feel like that has such a big target on his back, and that tells me everything I need to know. And Danny, I land my plane.
We need all Americans to start coming together and start pushing for the American First movement. Remember, these politicians work for us. They are flying around on their private jets, first class air, private jets, Pete Buttigieg, while they try to force their global warming climate change agenda down our throats. The American people, they are pushing a climate change agenda, their global agenda, on the American people with our tax dollars. They are using, these politicians are taking 33 to 55% of every dollar that you make. The American people are being taxed to death by corrupt politicians. They're taking this money and they're using the government agencies like the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the IRS to come after and target the American middle class, hardworking men and women that support, that are the backbone of this country. These politicians forget who they work for, and they work for us, the people. And if they don't, then they no longer have the ability to govern this country. Period. End of story. Plain and simple. The Constitution first, American first. Let's go. Trump's coming back.